Hello everybody, it's me, the Real Local Maniac. I'm back again with another 16-bit wars. Now as you can see, today I'm playing Aladdin. Now guys, before I carry on telling you a little bit more about this actual game, I want to give out a big special thanks once again to ZX Amiga, and he's the fella who basically created that amazing intro you just saw. And he's also done us an amazing outro as well for the winner of today's 16-bit war. So once again buddy, thank you very much for that. Right, so I think this Aladdin was made by Virgin. I think it was actually animated by Dave Perry, I believe, who also did, some other amazing games like Earthworm Jim. And it's got that sort of like sense of humour. It's got amazing little graphical touches. Now, quickly getting away from the game, I want to talk about the movie. Now, Aladdin was one of my greatest movies out there. I still really enjoy it, and I've got to get it on Blu-ray once I get myself a Blu-ray player. But I remember the first time I saw it in the cinema, I was completely blown away about how good it looked. It had a great sense of humour. I loved the art style. Robin Williams was fantastic as a genie. Now the reason why I'm mentioning all that was because I didn't think a game could look that good. And I'll tell you what guys, I was completely wrong. This game looks and sounds fantastic. Now first of all, let's look at the graphics here. The graphics look absolutely fantastic. They're animated amazingly, and like I said, there's so many little touches, that have been added to this. Sometimes when you hit a baddie, their trousers fall down. There's little guys creeping in baskets and so on, and it's just, look at it. Even when it's just climbing up the rope there, it's animated beautifully. Now the character's instantly recognisable, looks exactly like he does in the movie. Now I love the colour scheme in this game. The colour looks fantastic. It's a great looking Megadrive. Probably one of my favourite looking Megadrive games out there. And like I did mention before, I think it was Dave Perry who also did Earthworm Jim. Now guys, I could be wrong about that, and I'm sure one of you will let me know. But I think this is one of the finest looking games out there on the Sega Megadrive. Now we've talked a little bit about the graphics. Let's talk a little bit about the music. Now I'm going to be quiet for a little bit while you guys listen to the music. Now how amazing is that music? That is an amazing rendition of the soundtrack from Aladdin. And I tell you what, I love the soundtrack from Aladdin, and when I first played this game I was completely blown away. I was glad I did purchase it. And I got all the way right to the end, and I think I didn't manage to beat Jafar at the end, which is a shame because this game has got some amazing sort of like set pieces. Now I'm only going to do the first level. If you guys want to see what the other levels look like, it's best if you give it a go yourself, so that way you can really appreciate what this game's all about. And I tell you what, you won't be disappointed. But some of the later levels, one of my favourite levels, it's just like in the movie, just when you've gone into the Cave of Wonders and you're on the magic carpet and the lava's chasing after you. Now that recreates that scene absolutely perfect, and it's a pretty amazing achievement when you consider this is pretty much like a left to right platformer hack 'em up, and to get all that atmosphere from the movie into one game, it's an amazing, a major accomplishment. They've done a superb job on this. And the controls are very simple in this. You've got 3 buttons. You've got your apple that you can chuck people just to wear them down a little bit. You've got your sword, and you've got your jump button. And I tell you what, it controls beautifully, it plays beautifully, and it's definitely probably in my top 20 Sega Megadrive games ever. I absolutely adore this game. And it's not just the music and graphics and playability, it's also the sound effects as well. This game's got loads of cool sound effects. But I think what makes this game work as well is that animation is beautiful. It's got a great sense of humour in this game as well. Alright, so that's the end of the first level. I've got to do like a little spinning thing where I can get an extra life or something, so we'll give that a go. And I buggered that one up. Right, so we'll do the little bonus level now, which is with Apu. And I think I can get like extra lives or something like this as well, or more points. Now, so it's Abu and Agrabah, and I think what I've got to do here is avoid the containers that are falling from the sky there, that someone's chucking from a window very high, far up. And then I've got to collect some jewels. There we go, there's one. Again, this is beautifully animated. You know, look at Abudo, it just looks absolutely amazing. Alright guys, so that was the Sega Megadrive version. Now, hello guys, this is the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin. Now this version, as you can see, is done by Capcom. Big giveaway, it's a Capcom logo down there. Now, it's got a slightly different beginning to the Mega Drive version. It's got like a long, sort of drawn out sort of story, which I'll be honest with you, it does get a little bit boring. You do get like a little cartoon intro a little bit further on, but it's just getting to that bit. Now, I actually didn't own this game on the Super Nintendo, but I did actually rent it out once for a weekend in my local video store. I think at the time you couldn't rent out games, but this video store did. They sneakily did it, and I rented this game out for a weekend and played it to death as well. Now, this game is very, very different to the Sega Mega Drive. I'm going to quickly point out a few things before the game actually starts. Now, remember the amazing colours, the music of the Mega Drive version. Now, this has got a different look and it sounds completely different, but the main difference is you can't use a sword in this particular game. Now, let's quickly, I'll tell you more about that in a bit once we look at this little intro here. Basically, it just tells you what actually happened in the beginning of Aladdin film. If you remember, they get the little fat thief to go into the Cave of Wonder there. He goes into the big sort of panther's mouth there, and then it closes because he's not the chosen one. You know, I'd possibly be allowed in there. I could go into the Cave of Wonders and do that because I'm the chosen one. And I love that little parrot. What's his name? Giago or whatever. He's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Aladdin did. You know, the movie did come out with 2 more. In the second Aladdin one, it had the guy that does the voice of Homer Simpson, Dan Castellaneta, doing the voice of the genie. And then there was another Aladdin thing as well that came out. With the Robin Williams returning as the voice. I think there was also a cartoon TV series which was pretty good. Alright, this story's boring me a little bit now, guys. Let's see how much more I've got to go. Let's get past it. Right, so what was I saying before? This game's got some differences. Let's press start and you'll see exactly what the differences are. Okay, now the colours look very different to the Mega Drive version. The sprite looks different, you know. Don't get me wrong, it still looks beautiful. And the Super Nintendo had a lot more colour than the Sega Mega Drive. But guys, I'm going to come out straight and say, graphically, I think the Sega Mega Drive wins. And the reason why I say that, I prefer the colour scheme of the Mega Drive version. It really does. Now, unlike the Mega Drive version, this version here, you can't kill people with your sword. Because at the time Nintendo didn't like violence in their video games, so it was a big no-no. They soon changed their mind after what happened with Mortal Kombat, but I'll talk a little bit more about that when I do my Mortal Kombat 16-bit wars, you know, in about a week and a bit. But what this game does have going for it is it's got a lot more platformy, jumping, swinging. Because you can't kill people, you have to stun them with an apple and then jump on their heads. You can't just jump on their heads, but you know, it also helps if you shoot them with an apple first, like that, and then you just jump on the head and you can get to higher points. So that's a little bit different. Alright, kill the baddies there. Now if you listen to the music in this game as well, it sounds different. Yeah, so it sounds really different. So all in all, this was a completely new experience when I first got this game. I loved the Sega Mega Drive version, and when I first got this game, I absolutely loved this as well because it was different. But now, guys, what I need to try and do is choose a winner for today's 16-bit wars. Alright, graphics go to the Sega Mega Drive. Sound, you know what? It goes to the Sega Mega Drive. Gameplay goes to the Sega Mega Drive because you can kill things. And you know what? I think the Sega Mega Drive, all in all, is just that little bit more accomplished version. So yeah, today's winner of the 16-bit wars is the Sega Mega Drive. And once again, big thanks to ZX Amiga 64. Cheers, buddy. And you know what, guys, hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time with more 16-bit wars. Goodbye.
You win!